Hi everybody and welcome back to our channel. It's Two Bums Same Love. I almost messed that up. We do apologize for a bit of a delay in the video.
Someone's been a bit sick the past couple of days.
Yeah. So yesterday we were attacked by the media, basically. That's Marmalade, by the way. One of our 5 cats. We were attacked by the media wanting to know our story, and I had quite a few interviews, landed up with an interview on the radio too. But the night ended with me going to Whitecross, which is our local A&E. And I've been diagnosed with HG, which is
Hyperemesis gravidarum in medical terms.
that. And it has not been great at all. So I landed up going to the GP again today. Because I didn't get the care I needed last night, so I've been put on fluids and had change in my medication, so we're hoping for the best. If anyone has experienced that and has some tips or tricks on how to get through, or medication you've tried that's worked, please let me know. For those that don't know, it's not normal morning sickness, it's a more severe version of morning sickness. So I've lost weight, I vomit all the time, can't keep much down, so not very fun.
Very different pregnancies.
Yeah.
Hers versus mine.
I get very jealous of her. So yeah. So anyway, welcome to this video. And this video we're basically going to be speaking all things donor. Since we went live on media and everything, we've received quite a lot of questions of people asking where do we find our donor.
Yeah.
So we thought that would be the one we do now. So we'll basically start with our donor search when it all began. So probably began in October last year.
Yeah, I'd say so. I think. Yeah.
We're just winging this video. We're not doing it over and over again and editing too much. So this is what you see is what you get, live in action. So we started on, there's a website that you guys can go to. It's called coparents.com.
Did we go there first? Or did we go to Fertility Associates? Did we research that first?
Yes, we did go to Fertilia Associates. So we went to Fertility Associates here in New Zealand, and when we were looking for a donor, we were told that there's a 2-year wait. So obviously because of our fertility
egg stores.
Oh yeah. We decided that, well, we're going to have to look at another route. So we decided...
Not literally.
It took me a while to get that one. Just dropped in there. So we looked at coparents.com. So if you guys search that, no matter which country you're in, it will geotag to your specific location, and that will basically bring up all donors in your area. Don't get put off by the name. Some people are willing to co-parent just to donate, that sort of thing. Just get a feel for it. There's a free version and then there's a paid version. The paid version allows you to actually interact with the men. The free version just allows you to look at them, send them winks, and add them to your favorite list and that sort of thing. And that's pretty much how far we got. We got a couple of candidates shortlisted. We were going to go through the paid route, but then I pretty much just thought, well,
Facebook,
let's try Facebook.
They actually, co-parenting did have quite a selection actually of different donors and stuff, and people wanting to either donate or co-parent. So you've got quite a lot of options even just within New Zealand, surprisingly.
Yeah, it's pretty much the cool thing is we can design a baby with our process. We can decide on what sort of looks we're going for. So but we weren't picky. It landed up going onto Facebook, and the groups I joined are, I got little notes there that I can see. Sperm and Egg Donors New Zealand and Sperm Donation NZ Support Group. Those are the 2 groups that I joined, and just looking around, seeing who's advertised themselves, that sort of thing. The profiles are fake, not fake, but they're not the guy's real profile, obviously for their confidentiality purposes. So you've just got to contact them, talk to them, and see their photos. Yeah, get a bit of a suss out for them. So I messaged a couple of guys, and there was one guy that kind of stood out with his replies to us, and really nice guy. Started to talk to him. He sent us a photo. His features are great. He's got dark blonde hair, kind of like my natural color. And blue eyes, yes. So Kat's got the same sort of color hair with a bit of ginger. And she's got blue eyes, so the baby will 100% have blue eyes. I have got obviously this color hair, and I've got green eyes. They do change color, but they're majority green. So there's a 50-50. That's what our donor looks like. So that's as much information as we can give you. So yeah, we started talking to him, and we decided he wanted to meet us straight away. He was really, really keen on meeting us. So we met up at a restaurant close by on the 23rd of December, actually, which was, yeah, he was just really excited to meet us. We were just really excited to meet him. So we didn't care that it was Christmas. And yeah, so we discussed before we went that if we liked him, we would like squeeze each other's leg under the table as like a sign, like, okay, I like him, do you like him? You know, kind of knowing where we stand. So we met this guy, and about 10 minutes in, we were both sitting there, like squeezing out of each other's legs. So yeah, he's absolutely perfect.
Awesome. Yeah, he's awesome.
He's highly intelligent. He is a nice looking man. He is healthy. He is just really, really decent. And the nice thing about our donor is that he has his own process of finding someone who he will donate to. He doesn't just donate to anyone. And I think that's probably something that you don't want. You don't want someone who's just populating the world at the end of the day. So
we're pretty lucky, I guess, I think, as well, to like find and meet someone and then pretty much have our donor after the first meeting as well. You know, most people might talk to quite a few people before they actually decide, okay, I want this guy, he suits our needs, and you know, vice versa as well. So, or that both parties actually like the person too.
Yeah, so we're very, very lucky with him. So we chatted about everything, and we pretty much told him that we like him and we want to use him, and he was like, well, he loves us and thinks we are the star couple and really wants to help us, which was really great. So we'll go on to some of the questions that's quite important for you to ask your donor when you meet him. A lot of these questions will kind of flow into how you would construct your contract with him. What I'll do is in the comment section, I'll put a link to an example of our contract that you guys can download. Please, I'm not a lawyer. I don't know what state you're in, what country you're from. Please just have a look at the legalities in your country, in your states, and make up your mind from there. But the contract's there. As an example, you guys can tweak it and edit it as you see fit. Okay, so I've made a notebook here because there's no way I'd remember all of these. So a couple of things to ask is mental health issues, any sort of medical issues regarding respiratory health, cardiovascular, hormonal, diabetes. She can list a lot of things.
Pretty much everything medical is sort of somewhat important, because you're always going to get asked at some point, you know, GP visits and stuff like, do you know your family history, or you know, dad's history, and those sorts of things. So it's quite important to get all his medical information basically, so that you can use it for future reference.
Yeah, so that's really, really important if you guys know all of that. The other thing to find out from him is if he's obviously on any drugs or alcohol or smoking. All those sorts of things can obviously impact his fertility. So you may want to just ask that sort of question, just to know what sort of lifestyle they live. Are they going around sleeping with a whole bunch of women? If they are, they're prone to STDs. there's quite a lot that you've got to think of.
He was also open
regards
with
to
us about that he was only doing artificial insemination with his other party as well, rather
Yes.
than like natural insemination, where you never know where that person may be going as well.
Some donors do offer natural insemination. Some donors offer only natural insemination. Whatever floats your boat, tickles your fancy, do what you need to do. Okay, so then it's also good to ask if they've donated successfully before, and if they have, how many children do they have? Because I mean, it's all up to you, but you know, I don't know. For us personally, we didn't want someone who's had a whole bunch of kids before. We want to try and limit any.
New Zealand is a small.
Right, and then another thing is to find out how many families do they plan on helping. So our donor was going to cap it at five families, and for us that was great. I know that he helped a couple before us, and it was successful. These donors are not just helping lesbian people. You need to remember that there's single women out there who are trying to get pregnant, and then there's couples where the male has fertility issues. I've come across lots of those people messaging me. So the scope's broad, and our donor helps all types of people, which is great. Then another thing to ask, which is quite important, I think, is the donor willing to help again in future? If you decide you want baby number 2 or 3, is he prepared to do that? Because depending on your expectations, you may want siblings. So for us, of course, it was important to know that he would help both myself and Kat.
I think it was that was one of our biggest things
Yes.
we really wanted a donor to be able to do, was basically help both of us so that we could have babies that were related and potentially looked the same.
Yeah, that's important.
sort of
It
thinking
creates a little bit of normalcy, I guess, in an already, I suppose, confusing situation. So that was really important for us, and our donor was, of course, happy and dedicated to successfully impregnating both of
And I
us.
think if we want to go again, which Taryn definitely won't,
I'm out.
he would
Tap.
be happy to help us again as well, which is cool. So we keep in touch with him anyway. So if there's that slim chance in the future that we want to have baby number 3, yeah, he's there for us basically as well, which is cool.
Another thing to ask is his blood type. Kat can explain that, because she's a nurse. For those who don't know, she was a nurse at the ED, and she's now a Plunkett nurse, so she deals a lot with babies. So that is why I look at her for the medical stuff.
Yeah, so you sort of need to know the blood type's quite important. If your baby is, I'll just say, a different blood type, so I won't go into medical side of things. If your baby is a different blood type to the mother, sometimes the mother can make antibodies against the child. However, they will give you an injection to sort that out as well, so that you don't, obviously, that there's no harm to the baby.
Yeah.
So that's really important to make sure that you get dad's blood type, just so that you can see the compatibility with it.
She says dad because this is what she says at work all the time. She doesn't mean it. She's got work mode on.
Yeah.
Always saying mom and dad. Anyway, so also, is he willing to do a sperm analysis? That's quite important. You want to know that he's fertile, that his sperm, he's got a lot of sperm, high sperm count, motility and mobility. It's all good and well that he maybe has high sperm, but if he's got low motility or low mobility, then the sperm are kind of just spazzing around in a circle and not actually swimming to where they need to be. So it's kind of important if you look into that. And also if he's willing to do an STD test, and if he's had any previous STDs, of course you do want to know that sort of thing. Then it's for interest's sake, asking about education, their IQ, hobbies, interests, talents, that sort of thing. It's just interest, I guess. See what potential things your kid could do. Maybe they're going to be some brainiac or whatever. It's just an interest thing. Right. Then what we kind of wanted to know is, why did he decide to become a donor? What drove him to do that? That was something we really wanted to know. So that's something you could potentially ask. For him, he really just wanted to help people, genuinely. So,
and not I mean, he was so genuine. He didn't ask us for anything in terms of compensation for gas, for anything. You know, we were so like, oh, we can get you something at the end of it, or you know, we can give you gas money. And he's like, no,
yeah,
I just want to help you guys.
Kat's actually just spoken about my next point pretty much. So you obviously want to speak about your donor and what does he expect from you with regards to finances. So here in New Zealand, it's illegal to pay a donor money. However, it is legal for you to pay for petrol, travel. Some people are flying donors around, that sort of thing. So that is completely legal. I know if you're from America, donors ask for pay, that sort of thing. So just obviously you want to iron that sort of information out in the beginning, just so that you've got it covered and they don't surprise you with asking you for more money.
Yeah.
Sorry about that. I've got someone trying to phone me. Okay, so another thing that you want to ask is the level of involvement that they're going to have or want to have in the child's life. Do they want to see photos every month? Do they want to know the child? Do they want to meet the child? That sort of thing. You need to iron all of that out. And again, that will reflect in, all this stuff will reflect into the contract. Yeah. So for our donor, there's no involvement, nothing. He doesn't want any involvement. We prefer that. Yeah. Although we were open to options because we really wanted kids.
He was actually quite like, didn't want any involvement. We were sort of like, oh, if you want to meet in a couple of years, that's fine. But he just didn't want any involvement. He just wanted to help us follow a dream, basically.
Yeah. So that's just really something that you wanna keep on your mind. So that's probably the most important one. Our donor would like a photo maybe once a year, and that's pretty much it. The legality from our point of view, or from our perspective, is that when the babies are 18 and they want to meet him, we can ask him if he's open to it, and if he is, then they'll obviously arrange that meeting. If not, then it's just not going to happen.
He also asked him to let us know when the children are born.
Yes.
So obviously when we've both given birth, and when we obviously are out of that period and that tough stage, then we will, flick him a message and let him know that we've had 2 healthy births, basically.
Yes. So the next thing is just to check that they're prepared to give up any parental rights. Our donor it's in the contract, stated from the very beginning, he will have absolutely no involvement on the birth certificate. Both myself and Kat can sign as mother. That's an option here in New Zealand. Mm-hmm. So that is the option that we're going to follow. And then there's 2 more things. This, do his friends and family know? It's quite important for us anyway to know who of his side knows about him donating, because the last thing you want is a grandmother trying to get involved or that sort of thing. You don't want any issues later coming from extended family. So for us, our donor he's completely anonymous, so no one knows except his partner, and that's it. No one else. Right. And then the last thing that we kind of discussed was a scenario of what happens if we had to run into each other. So, for example, our babies are 4 years old, we're walking down the beach, and there our donor is with, maybe he's got a new partner. How do we approach the situation? That's something that you guys want to think about, and you need to iron out those sorts of situations, because you don't know how to handle it, and you obviously want the best for him and you want the best for yourselves. So for us, we said that if he's with someone, we'll walk past as if we do not know him. If he's alone, we might just say hi as a friend. And that was the sort of situation that we discussed and were happy to go with.
Obviously,
So-
depending on where you find your donor. If you're flying them up from the South Island, this is probably not going to be a problem. But if you're quite close in terms of location, then you potentially may come across them somewhere randomly, and you have to make sure that you know what to do, especially if you're both with other people. I think that's quite important.
Yeah.
Um,
It is really something that you guys should talk about. So, yeah, so those are really the questions that you should ask your donor, and that's pretty much everything about our donor, finding the donor, the process involved. As I mentioned, I will put a link to a copy of our contract so that you guys can have a look. Obviously, it will be the one that hasn't been signed. And then stay tuned, guys, because there is a lot more that's coming. We're going to do videos on, again, the tools, the process that we followed, exactly how we do it. Those who know me know I will tell you exactly how we do it.
we have no shame, or
Yeah, there's no shame in this.
we're not worried about
household.
any of that. There's no embarrassment. So
Yeah. And we're going to do like old wife tale gender predictions live with you guys. That will be our first time even doing these. So we're busy putting that together. We'll be doing our gender reveals, the nursery setup. There's just heaps to come. Lots of fun. Hopefully when I'm feeling better, I'll be shining better. So I'm waiting
she's
for that
not over the toilet bowl.
pregnancy glow. I want that glow that everyone talks about. So yeah, so that's it from us, and we hope that you weren't too bored with this and that it actually did help some people out there. So bye for now.